All right, so we are deconstructing my alternative score for a documentary. I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff that's going on here. First, let's have a quick listen to what's going on. I'm not going to play the entire thing. You can find it in my channel. Let's get started.
I was 27 years old. I was the director of operations for 150 retail stores. It was December 23rd, 2008. She told me the doctors have found something. She found me. And now, during the same month, my 6-year marriage is ending. But even while Rome, quote, man's man, how many plates and cups and bowls should a man own?
Okay, so a couple of things before we dive into the virtual instruments and stuff that I've done here. The concept here is that in documentary, we don't really want to have the music overpower the dialogue and whatever is going on. So, of course, the first thing that you want to do is have a good listen to what the people are saying, the emotions, the different transitions, and just look for all kinds of hooks, all kinds of places that might signify a change in tempo or in mood or whatever that is needed here for the music to support the dialogue and the movie. So for me, that was pretty simplistic. It's a just kind of practice here. So here we're starting, and right about this moment, the speaker starts to speak. And just about here, there's a pause. And then he starts telling a story about his mother, and she's getting ill with cancer. And there's a long story here. And then there's another transition, talk about other things that are on his mind. He's reading a book, actually, so we can quickly see these transitions.
Can you call me back? She told me the doctors have found something. I really wish that I would have spent more time with her. My mother's death still hangs in the air around me. And now?
Right. So again, this is not a very dense soundtrack. This is not an action scene. This is very minimalistic. And by the way, this particular documentary is called Minimalism, so it matches. We don't need a lot. It might look very simple, but that's what I thought was needed here. And so let's go through some of the stuff, some of the virtual instruments that I have. And I started with this, and this is a new library by Native Instruments called Scene Saffron. It's very moody, very dark, delicate, and there are many usable presets here, many different sounds for exactly this. So let's have a quick listen. And let me just get the volume up. And I really love these type of libraries. We have a couple of things going on here. There are two different layers that are blended. There's an XY pad. I don't really want to move anything much because still I want to have the same music here and don't destroy it. But we have these A and B. If you click this, you'll get different sounds, not a lot of sounds, very simple stuff. And if we go to the B layer, then there are other types of sounds. And finally, you can randomize and do all kinds of macros, but it is very simple. So this is the sound that we have right here at the beginning. Now, this actually works great with the infinite upright piano here by Emergence Audio, which again, I really love. Great company, check them out, Emergence Audio. And they have, again, the same concept. We have 2 layers and there are some modulations going on here. So I'm going to just have a quick listen here. Now it is very, very slow to open up and evolve. And I really love that concept because I wanted the soundtrack to have some breathing, some air. And that's why you see these gaps between the chords right here. There are gaps. So if we play both of them together, and together with the dialogue here with the narrator, I'm gonna have this one as well. Let's have a listen.
I was 27 years old. I was the director of operations for 150 retail stores. It was December 23rd, 2008. I got a phone call.
So as you can see, the actual sound builds up around the middle. So if you're using these instruments, these type of evolving and slow pads, you need to take that into consideration and have them breathe into the monologue here. So next I have Cello Textures by Emergence Audio, again, because this is really the type of sound that I'm looking for, and I'm doubling the same chords here. So let's first have a quick listen and then see what's going on.
And I realized I had several voicemails. One was from my mom, and she had been sober for a while, but I could tell in the message she had been drinking. On her voicemail,
so the Cello Textures, again, by Emergence Audio, complements very well the other stuff that we have going on here. Very, very delicate cello textures, and they are, again, they sound great. So I'm gonna just have a few chords here. So next we have this gap transition, and again we have Sin Saffron. Again, it sounds very string like violins and very delicate. So let's have a quick listen. And I'm just doodling here some melody. So let's have a listen to everything together.
she told me the doctors have found something. She found out she had stage 4 lung cancer. She went through chemo and radiation. But stage 4, you usually don't get out of that. I got to hospital.
Now, in this part, this guy starts to read from his book, and we have almost everything going into this, and we get more emotion, more movement, and more instruments. So let's have a quick listen again, and we'll start right here, and then we'll see what is added.
My mother's death still hangs in the air around me. And now, during the same month, my 6-year marriage is ending.
All right, so let's see. So we have this saffron as well. Another one. And this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have something that is stuttering. And if you don't have any stutter effect, you can create one. Let me show you. So for example, let's go with this upright and just go and solo that. I have this plugin, Stutter by Air Music, and it just makes everything stutter very nicely. Right, so I could have used that as well on some other preset. So if you have something that you feel is right but doesn't have this stuttering, that is one way to do it. There are other plugins like Gatekeeper by Polyverse, so we can do that. And this one is a little bit more complex. There are many different ways you can use this, so I'll just give you a quick listen. But we don't need that one right now. So this is one of the things that's going on here. We have this scene saffron running here. Other things that I have in this part would be this one, another saffron. Very drony type of sound. Right, and finally we have this piano tech, and this is how it sounds. But I have a few things going on. I have Big Sky on swell. So this is just swelling the sound for me. I'm gonna just bypass this and including Cascade here by Isotope. That's a delay, a new delay. Just a piano, but now let's have the reverb with the swell and the Cascadia. So we have this swelling kind of vibe, and now everything's together. Let's see where we are.
My mother's death still hangs in the air around me. And now, during the same month, my 6-year marriage is ending. But even while Rome is burning, there's somehow time for shopping.
And for the final part of this monologue, we have Spitfire Polaris, which I love. Check my channel for the deep dive. You can do a lot of things with this one. Very, very versatile. I'm not going to dive into this, just a hint. Check it out. Let's have a quick listen with this in mind.
And oh, I need a coffee table and a couple end tables and a TV stand for the TV I still need to buy. And now that I think about it, I'm gonna want my apartment to be my style. You know, my own motif. So I need certain...
But as you can see, I have this air stutter running on top of it, as I demonstrated earlier. And this is a great example for using this to create movement. And without, it sounds very long and evolving, but with the stutter, we have movement. So let's have a listen.
Matches the desk and a dresser for the bedroom. And oh, I need a coffee table and a couple end tables and a TV stand for the TV I still need to buy. And now that I think about it, I'm gonna want my apartment to be my style. You know, my own motif. So I need certain decoratives to...
Now, the last thing that I have here is sending everything, all the music, to a soundtrack bus. And on that bus, I'm doing some processing just to glue things together. But I also have a compressor sidechained with the monologue, with the voice. So we are sort of ducking, we are sculpting space for the voice, for the monologue or dialogue, whatever is going on in this documentary. Now have a quick look.
She found out she had stage 4 lung cancer. She went through chemo and radiation, but stage 4, you usually don't get out of that. I got to hospice, my mom was still in the bed. It was the first time I cried in my...
So that is pretty much it. Hope you enjoy this and you've learned something. Let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll end this video with the complete soundtrack together with the video so you can watch and listen.
I was 27 years old. I was the director of operations for 150 retail stores. It was December 23rd, 2008. I got a phone call from my mom. I sent it to voicemail because I was in a meeting at 7 p.m. going through this barrage of emails. And I realized I had several voicemails. One was from my mom, and she had been sober for a while, but I could tell in the message she had been drinking. On her voicemail, she had said, "Honey, it's me. Can you call me back?" She told me the doctors have found something. She found out she had stage 4 lung cancer. She went through chemo and radiation, but stage 4, you usually don't get out of that. I got to hospice, my mom was still in the bed. It was the first time I cried in my adult life. Sobbed uncontrollably. I kept saying, "I'm sorry." I didn't even know why at the time I was saying it. It just was the only thing that I could say. I really wish that I would have spent more time with her. My mother's death still hangs in the air around me. And now, during the same month, my 6-year marriage is ending. But even while Rome is burning, there's somehow time for shopping at IKEA. See, when I moved out of the house earlier this week, toting my many personal belongings in large bins and boxes and 50-gallon garbage bags, my first inclination was, of course, to purchase the things I still needed for my new place. You know, just the basics. A shower curtain, towels, a bed, and oh, I need a couch and a matching leather chair, and a love seat, and a lamp, and a desk chair, and another lamp for over there. And oh yeah, don't forget about the sideboard that matches the desk, and a dresser for the bedroom. And oh, I need a coffee table and a couple end tables, and a TV stand for the TV I still need to buy. And now that I think about it, I'm gonna want my apartment to be my style. You know, my own motif. So I need certain decoratives to spruce up the decor. But wait, what exactly is my style? And do these stainless steel picture frames embody that particular style? Does this replica Matisse sketch accurately capture my edgy but professional vibe? Exactly how edgy am I? What espresso maker defines me as a man? Does the fact that I'm asking these questions preclude me from being a, quote, man's man? How many plates and cups and bowls should a man own? I guess I need a dining room table too, right? And a rug for the entryway and bath mats, and what about that one thing? That thing that's sort of like a rug, but longer? Yeah, a runner. I'm gonna need one of those. And I'm also gonna need, well, hell, what else do I need?